If I could say just one thing to you about breaking free from anger, the number one thing I want you to grab hold of and not forget throughout the entire process of dealing with anger in your life, more specifically dealing with the process of breaking free, it would be this. You're going to fail. Along the way, you're going to fail, and I want you to give yourself space to do that. There's nothing more demoralizing, nothing more frustrating than trying to begin a new habit or trying to break free from a bad habit only to trip up and fall. Because when that happens, I don't know about you guys, but when it happens for me, it feels like all the progress I'd made has just been erased. Have you ever tried to make personal progress in your life and fix some area of your personality? Maybe something that irritated your wife or your husband or your boss, and you're trying very hard. You know how much effort you're putting in, and you slip up and make a mistake, and then they say something like, "You always do that." But you've been trying so hard, and it just feels like, what's the point? Why should I even try? And that discouragement can cause you to give up and revert back to what's most comfortable. Building new habits is hard work. And when you're trying to build a new habit and break free from an old habit, you got to give yourself some space. You got to give yourself some grace. Because you are going to still feel that anger. And there are going to be times as you start leaning into this that the anger will come rushing back like a tidal wave, and it will threaten to overwhelm you. And you'd be like, this isn't even working, Mark. I'm trying, but this isn't even working. I know that feeling. I promise you I know that feeling. And I'm going to talk to you in another video about how to deal with those tidal waves, how to deal with those recurring issues when they keep coming up even when you're trying. But for right now, in this video, I just want you to remember this. You're building a new habit, but you don't have it yet. So it's okay to give yourself room to fail. It doesn't mean it's okay to get angry. Don't hear what I'm not saying. We're trying to break free from anger, but don't compound the problem by heaping condemnation on yourself because you thought, today I'm not going to get angry, and then you got angry. Habits, especially long-held habits, are hard to break. Now, I want to especially talk to you Christians about that. I am a Christian, and there's a lot of people that are like, just give it to the Lord and it'll be all right. And I promise you, it won't. God's not just going to take your anger away from you without you having to do some work. You built that habit of anger. Now, there may be some things that are at the root of that anger, and God can help you with those, especially if there's maybe some sin at the root of that anger, but that's not always the case. So especially if you're a Christian and you're thinking that you can just say a prayer and your anger will be gone, and then you get discouraged because it doesn't, that was never going to happen. I know, I've heard stories like I prayed and God took it away and I never got angry again. I don't even believe those people. I don't believe them. We have habits in our emotions and in our actions that are ingrained in the synapses of our brains. And the good news is we can learn new ways of thinking and new ways of acting. The bad news is it won't happen overnight. And prayer is not a magic potion to fix what we have done for years. So give yourself space to fail. If you're watching this playlist because you're tired of being angry all the time and you want to do better, I am in your corner. Leave me a comment. Let me know that that's you. I'm pulling for you. But I want you to know you will get angry again. You're going to get really angry. But it doesn't mean you're failing. And falling doesn't erase all your forward progress. So just let that go from your mind. When I get angry, it doesn't mean everything I've tried to do is undone. Any more than if you dieted for 3 weeks straight, and then you fell off the wagon and ate that giant piece of chocolate cake. That doesn't undo everything you did in the last 3 weeks. Habits are hard to break, But every bit of forward progress is good progress. And slipping up doesn't mean it's all been for nothing. Can you remember that? If you need help to be reminded of that, when you start down this process and when you get angry and you're feeling like a failure, come back and watch this video again. I know that you can break free from anger because I have broken free from anger. And guess what? I still fail sometimes. Anger is an emotion that we all wrestle with. But you can get victory over it. I promise you that. Just give yourself some grace and you'll make it. And that's it. See you in the next video.